among us doesn't want to live a bizarre and eccentric life doing whatever the hell we want, gazing upon the world with our crazy eyes and increasing awesome wherever we go? I thought so. For people like us, there's Nikola Tesla, the patron saint of holy cow, so crazy geniuses. If you could think of a cool invention, he probably contributed in some way to making it possible. Safe, affordable electricity delivered to your home? That was Tesla. Hydropower, radio, robots, Tesla, Tesla, Tesla. X-ray photography, electric generators, spark plugs, remote controls, fluorescent lights. You get the idea. By the way, he spoke 8 languages. 8. When he died at the age of 86, Nikola Tesla held over 700 patents and was being investigated by the United States government for claiming to have invented a 60 million volt death ray that could vaporize a tank from 200 miles away. Most of the time, when an old man says something like that, it's the nurses, not the federal agents taking up the case. But with Tesla, sort of hard to know when the genius was talking and when it was the crazy talking. A lot of times it was both. Basically, the guy was SciShow gold. Tesla was born in 1856 in what is now Croatia, and by all accounts, he was one of those kids who could do advanced calculus in his head and recite entire books from memory. But his father, who was a priest, wanted him to be a priest too, so when little Nicky contracted cholera at 17, he made a deal with his old man. "I'll try not to die if you promise to send me to engineering school when I get better." This was on his deathbed, mind you. Of course, his dad was like, "Yeah, sure, and I'll throw in a Camaro and a carton of Camels to sweeten the deal." Well, of course, because Tesla loved science so much, he made a miraculous recovery, and they shipped him off to college. In 1884, Tesla went to New York City with literally 4 cents in his pocket and a letter of introduction to Thomas Edison. When he got to New York, he discovered that people were using incandescent lights powered by Edison's direct current, or DC power supply. DC current flows continuously in one direction, and since it can't maintain the high voltage levels over long distances, Edison was building DC power stations every 2 miles along the eastern seaboard. And with all those new power lines, New Yorkers were getting electrocuted all over the place. No, there's a better way of doing this. Tesla explained to Edison his idea for AC, or alternating current, a system of power generation that sent energy through wires but periodically reversed the direction so it was continuously stepping up its voltage as it went. This allowed the electricity to travel efficiently for much greater distances. Edison told Tesla he'd pay him $50,000 if he could redesign his motor and generators to be safer and more efficient. So a couple of months later, Tesla came back with a fully functional induction motor that ran on AC current. But when he asked Edison for his money, Edison was like, "I was joking when I told you I'd give you $50,000. You don't get my hilarious American sense of humor." So after Edison pulled that asshat move, he and Tesla became lifelong arch enemies. In fact, they hated each other so hard it prevented either one of them from getting the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1915. They each said that they'd refuse the award if the other received it first, and they sure as hell weren't gonna share it. Indeed, after Thomas Edison died, Tesla was interviewed for the obituary, and he told the reporter he had no hobby, cared for no sort of amusement of any kind, and lived in utter disregard of the most elementary rules of hygiene. That, my friends, is called some bad blood. In the end, Tesla won the battle over AC versus DC because, objectively speaking, his alternating current induction motor is one of the most amazing inventions of all time. He sold his patents to Pittsburgh industrialist George Westinghouse for $60,000, and they went on to turn Niagara Falls into the first hydroelectric power plant using the technology that Tesla invented. After that, Tesla became obsessed with the idea of transmitting energy wirelessly. He started out by inventing the Tesla coil, a terrifyingly cool high-voltage, high-frequency transformer that shoots out bolts of mad scientist electricity. You still use a version of the Tesla coil in electronics, but you can usually see the original version in science music.
역사에 빛의 혁명을 가져다준 에디슨. 세계 최초로 백열전구를 발명한 에디슨은 직류 전기 방식을 비롯 무려 1,100여 개에 달하는 발명품을 내놨습니다.
에디슨의 그늘에 가려 제대로 평가받지 못했던 테슬라.
이봐 테슬라. 세상은 이 인자를 기억해주지 않는다고?
1등만 기억하는 더러운 세상.
2인자로 기억되는 테슬라는 현대 전기 문명을 완성한 천재 과학자라고 할 수 있습니다. 그는 현대 전기 문명의 근간이 되는 교류 전기 방식을 발명했습니다.
그럼 이쯤에서 직류와 교류에 대해 알아보도록 하죠. 직류는
Thomas Alva Edison.
Boys! Trust you brought your checkbooks.
I'm so full of ideas, it will take me 12 lifetimes to execute it.
I'm working on something now, something so new that the world will never be the same.
Hello, I'm George Westinghouse.
Edison's new electric system is significantly cheaper than gas. Does that keep you up at night?
There's always more to see.
We are gonna be big.
Edison says he's months away from lighting up the world.
Stoves, washing machines, electric carriages.
I could do the same thing with electricity that I do with gas.
Westinghouse Electric Company.
Edison Electric, it has to be.
Are you rich?
At the moment.
Vultures in every venture. Gotta keep them away.
This is what he thinks of you.
Don't let him agitate you.
This is how he is.